Hi everybody, this is Dorothy Kielty, and I'm sharing with you my Christmas in July 22 project. Week 1, that's hashtag Christmas in July 2022 project. This collaboration was brought to you by Teri Lee with Sweet Pea Papers and Lisa Fisher with Lisa Fisher's Paper, Lace and Bling, and the Paper, Lace and Bling Etsy shop. Okay, the information is there, and it's going to be below the video. And all the collaborators are listed below the video. We have about 20 people, or over 20 people, putting things for this collaboration. And there's some really creative ideas out there, so I hope you will watch some of the other ones. So, I don't know if you remembered this book that I show you, but I'm going to start with putting together the plate for the cover. Now, you can see that I've already glued this onto one, but I wanted to have it a little bit more 3D, so I'm making a second one. So as you can see, I've cut the paper a little bit larger than the cardboard that I'm putting it on. And then the easy way to turn this over is just to fold it. So just put it like this and fold it over. Thank you, Pam, at the Paper Outpost for a couple of the ideas here today. So, and as you can see, I don't cut straight or glue straight, but it's not going to matter for this. And also, I'm okay with these little that the corners aren't perfect at this time. So here we go. Let's get this glued down. Okay. Do you glue here or do you glue there? And I'm also not really concerned at this time about the neatness on it or getting it all the way to the edge. That's because after this, I set it on here, it's going to be glued to the front of the cover. Okay, let's go ahead and get this glued as well. So I am going to be putting glue all over the back of this. I'm using Fabri-Tac glue. It works for paper, cloth, just about everything. And it seals very well and gives us a nice edge. So I'm going to put it all over here. And then when I'm done with this, I'm going to use the finger tool just to spread it out to the edge a little bit. Okay, so I'm just going to spread it out to the edge a little bit because I want the edges to stay in. And let's just get this centered nicely. And there we go. So this gold paper is it's some gold paper. I got it in a estate sale, a roll of it. Nothing special about it. You could use Christmas wrapping paper. You could use aluminum foil. You could use just about anything you wanted for this. And so now I have the door that opens on this card. And makes a nice gift for someone this year. Now, if you didn't like the sentiment inside, you absolutely could just decorate that. Now, again, this is a vintage Christmas card that I had, that I found at the same estate sale, actually. And I love the things that I find at estate sales. So I know it's a matter of luck what you can find, but you could use this same concept with a different Christmas card design on the front. Just center it. It doesn't have to be doors that open, or you could actually fold a card to make that nice design. So again, we're gonna center it. I want it excuse me, a little closer to the top. And I'm going to clip this in place to keep it there while I am doing some other things. Okay. That's kind of interesting. Okay, we'll just hold this here. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you, and again, this is Pam at the Paper Outpost with this idea. All you do is stamp on cloth. So, because it's going to be an advent calendar, I just stamped those letters out to make a title for this page. And I've got a blue background. I'm going to be alternating the pages with some of the blue and white pages and some of the Christmassy colors. I want each of the days that I do this to be a little bit different and individual. So there'll be a lot of different things happening. Let me start with, first of all, I'm going to glue this cloth onto this cloth. I always have strings. I like the fraying edges, and I can trim this off a little bit to get rid of them, although there will be more. Okay, so I will be gluing this with Fabri-Tac again. So I'm going to put the Fabri-Tac on the back of this. Let me just... I'm kind of don't do a perfect job of getting things if you glued to the edges and everything, because I like the rough edges. I like it in my slow stitch. I'll have rough edges, and I like it here. If you don't like the glue kind of showing through a little bit in your fabric, which doesn't bother me, but if you don't like it, there's other glues out there that you can use, wet glues, or Mod Podge, something like that can be put on and evened out and paint them on with a paintbrush. They do take longer to dry, and that's one of the things I like about the Fabri-Tac is how quickly it dries. Okay, so let's just take this and put it on here. And now I'm going to glue these onto the page. Okay, we'll start with this. Just I actually think this glue is starting to get a little bit thick, so I may thin it out with some nail polish remover because it's silicone based. That does a good job of thinning it out and makes it flow a little bit easier. So okay, let's do this is actually inspired, this advent calendar, by my niece and her partner. They sent me a bunch of little presents for Advent last year, and I just thought that was so fun, and so definitely proves that Advent is for everybody. So this page, this is a Flyleaf from a book. I just love the texture and everything on it. I added this just to make it a little bit bigger, give us a little bit more room, and of course that also gives us a pocket. So I'll be decorating this page for day one. One of the things that I always want to do is have pockets, or what I want to do for every page on this is have pockets. So the pockets from the kit from, man, I think it's Teri Lee's papers. I'm going to have to look that up. But the thing is, because I want a lot of things, there to be the potential for a lot of things to go into this, I want my pages, the pockets, to be roomier than this. So there's a couple ways to do that. One of the ways is simply to use a dictionary page, and sew it in. So, or a book page of any kind, really. What I'm going to do is take this book page, or this pocket, and here we go with cutting it just a little bit larger. I'm also going to fold this down. Remember playing Cat's Cradle when you were a kid? Now I'm allowing about almost a ½ inch on the sides of this, and that's how we're going to make gussets to make this pocket a little bit fuller. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this down to the book page. Okay. Come on, Dorothy, you can do better than that. We want this to go all the way to the top and centered in the page. I don't think I'm going to do that again. I think I'll just fold this up a little bit more. It's fine. On second thought, what I should have done was to glue it on and then fold it down. But let's get this top part glued down. Okay, so we want a couple of folds on this. So we're going to fold this down like this and then back up again. Okay, so that's going to make it stand out a little bit more. I want the person who receives this, or the person who gives this, to maybe put a present in the pocket. Maybe the person who receives it can use put Christmas cards in it if they want, or just use it for messages or things. But I want there to be room. I don't know how you are, but I get a few cards every year that are just extra special for one reason or the other. Sometimes it's just a letter that comes in it. Sometimes the cards itself are handmade and are beautiful. And those I keep from year to year. So, okay, we have these folded up. Now, all you have to do is kind of cut off the corners. I don't know if you can see the way I'm slanting this, just a little bit in and just a little bit down. And then we're just going to, let's cut this out. Okay, now you might want to ink the edges of this or not, since I don't have my brushes right here handy, because I didn't bring them over. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go ahead and glue this pocket down. we go. And as you can see, this now has more room to put things in than if it was just a flat pocket. Sometimes on printables, they don't give enough edge or they don't allow fold-in spaces. Sometimes I can cut around them, but this, no matter what they do, allows, and sometimes I want flatter ones, so don't get me wrong. Okay? Now, let's see what else we have to decorate this page. This is going to be the more traditional Christmas colors. Okay, so here we have a number 1, because it's day 1. Okay, and I want to collage or put something behind this to make it a little bit more interesting. Okay, so when I was stamping, I stamped some other designs on the cloth as well. So not just the words for Advent Calendar, but just different Christmas designs in different colors. And I think the number 1 is going to look really cute right next to here. I'm going to tear this off. And, you know, I think that's just going to be fine. So there we have 1. Now again, I'm not really worried about going right to the edges on this. I want this to be, you know, soft edges and stuff. As long as it's glued down well so it'll stay put, I'm happy. Okay, here we go. Day 1. Now, one of the things I thought about was putting oh, darn it, I hate that. There it is. One of the things that I thought about was putting these as tabs that come out, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't think that's the look that I want, and I don't really need 25 plus tabs on the book. So, let's day 1, and we'll just, now this I am going to try and get close to the edge, cover it very well with glue. I don't want this peeling up. Okay, so 1 there. I want to leave this page open so people can make notes on it and things if they want, what the year is, you know, what they're doing about Christmas this year. I want it to be something that they kind of have fun with. So, bring this page into more of the Christmas spirit, I'm going to use the Junkin 101 with Cassie's Christmas Memories page. That's where these are coming from. And I'm going to cut out one of these tassels. And I'm just going to glue this down as a decoration. It would be really cute to have banners and things on top. I don't think for a minute that when I finish this page today, I'm going to be done with the page, because I will definitely come back and be adding more things to it. We have this has been attached here, this envelope to this page, and it's a pocket, so I'll want to be adding stuff to that. But I think this little reindeer is just adorable. Okay, and I think that I think that's okay for today. I wanted to show you how I'm starting to get the pages going. And then I want to show you a couple other things. So I am constantly picking up, this is a coaster from a restaurant that I was at. And I love these round coasters and things. I'm making this is just going to be a paper clip. And so you can see that I've glued, I just traced around the coaster to get a circle to go on the back of here. And I've put this paper clip in, and I use tape to get it down. Thank you again, Pam, at the Paper Outpost for this. And then I'm going to take and glue a doily. Now, because this is kind of a Christmas theme, I am perfectly happy with the red on the edges going through. So we're going to go ahead and get this glued in top. Now, the fact that the paper clip is glued down, it means a couple things. It means it's not going to slip, so the back is still going to be up and up when the trees will be pointed up when I'm done with it. We'll put this in, and I don't even mind if people can read this Decorah, Iowa, because I picked this up on my travels, so that makes it kind of personal to me. And then we'll just take some other things and put them down. Here's a little bit of gauze or whatever this is. I like it. Okay, so we'll add a little bit of this gauze. We'll add this. Now I tore the edges of this. Put that on there. Lots of glue, because this glue is going to help hold that gauzy stuff to the background too. So let's just put this down here. Again, I may come back and do something else with this, but for now, we've got a cute little paper clip that we can use to hold things in place, add cards or anything with it, and it's pretty strong and works just perfectly. Now this other one looks like the same thing, right? It's almost the same thing. What I'm going to do a little differently with this one is that I'm going to turn this one into a pen holder. So now you could make these hidden paper clips of putting something on both sides, and I do that sometimes, but I've elected not to do that here. Well, I hope we're using a smaller pen on this. There we go. Okay, what I'm going to do is start by securing the pen to this, okay? So the pen is going to be secured to this, and by gluing it on both ends. So this piece is about 2.5 inches long, but you should vary it depending on your pen size. If the pen has a hook that goes over it, that'll help keep it in place too. So let's go like this, okay? And we'll just clip that in place for a minute. Now, because this is a pen holder, and we are going to be securing this to the back, but we also want to put the clip in here. So here's the pen. Now you want the clip, the biggest part, to go in the back, okay? So that's going to go in the back, and the smaller part is going to go here. a little bit of tape. I thought I brought my tape over here, but apparently I didn't, so you'll see how to do it without tape. Okay? I don't know if you can see through here, but I do have the tape there. Oops. Okay. Now make sure that that's tape in parallel to this. Okay, let's put lots of glue on. Now you really want to make sure you've got plenty of glue on this. As you can see, I can do this without the Scotch tape on it, no problem. It just adds a little bit of security as you're holding things in place. And we'll see if I manage to get it straight. I'm not capping this off. Okay. Slide it around. Okay, make sure your pen is still going to go in there. Yep. I want to make sure this is okay. All right, and now the same thing. I'm going to start with this, but I also have this really pretty cloth doily. So I'm going to start with the paper doily. Let's put that on. If you don't put some glue around the edges here a little bit, then it tends to get folded up and stuff, especially if it's a pen holder, because what that's going to do is get moved through the pages to kind of use to mark your place as well as to hold the pen. So I just love this crochet doily. I'll tell you a secret. This is a vintage doily that had a whole bunch of these attached together. And what I've done is gone through and cut apart the circles that were first used to make the doily so that I can use them individually. It's one of my, I love old doilies, and the more stained or torn, the better, so that I don't feel bad about tearing them up. So, you know, you may have stains on one part of it, but the rest of it can be perfect. Perfect to use. Okay. Now, we're going to use another one of these cloth things. So I wanted to show you, I've got the candles, I've got snowflakes, I've got Winter Wonderland, just whatever joy is in the air. Here's some more. Here's another joy is in the air. Peace on earth, goodwill to men. So I just did a lot of stamping. Okay, let's tear this apart. Let's tear this apart. Whoops, I cut it, didn't I? Well, hopefully it'll fray. I'm going to shorten it a little bit more here. Let's fray this a little bit. So, joy is in the air. scoop it up really good. What else we've got here that I can add to this? Okay, so even though I'm just gonna tear out this little round reindeer. Doesn't have to be torn perfectly. Okay, add that on. Didn't bring my dauber over, but the ink is here. So let's just put a little bit of ink around the edges, shall we? And this. Okay. Okay, I don't mind that joy in the air is off a little bit. I think that makes it kind of happy. So now, as you can see, your pen can be clipped on here and taken from page to page. Now, I put both of these on so they come in on the right side. There's nothing that says that the paper couldn't come from the top or the left side or the bottom, depending on where you want to put it. So we'll just stick a little pen in here. Pen that I designed it for in here. And there we go. Joy's in the air. So thank you very much for following me on this. Please like and subscribe my video. And please go see all of the other collaborators in this video or in this challenge and what they're doing. There's just some really fun things happening. And I don't want you to miss any of them. Okay, thanks. This is Dorothy Kielty.